I'm generally the first one here.
As the sun rises, Greg Cronin has already been at work for an hour, preparing for the day ahead.
Morning.
At 6:30 a.m., it's time for Cronin to give a daily briefing to the crew who will be working in the streets of Coon Rapids.
John and Brian, if you'll take the west side, and Bill and Marc Starr, east side, potholes.
Cronin has spent the past 43 years working for the Public Works Department.
And you'll see the steam coming out of the fall sweepings. We got to make room for spring sweeping.
But now, at age 61, he says he's ready to retire.
All the cards came together. My wife retired earlier this month, and we just decided decided to go then.
Now he'll be able to devote more time to his golf game.
Greg Cronin could have retired 7 years ago. As a public employee hired before July 1st of 1989, he was covered under the Rule of 90, which factors in a person's age along with their years of service.
I didn't feel I was ready to retire at 54, and quite frankly, because I enjoy my job here, still do. I'm just leaving because it's time for somebody to pass it on.
He was born and raised in Coon Rapids and graduated high school in 1974. Cronin's always been an early riser. He got his first job with the city part-time at just 15.
I got that job with utilities, and my first job was digging up valves and repairing them in people's front yards.
Eventually, a temporary job opened up in vehicle maintenance as a parts runner. Shortly after that, he transferred to the streets department.
Believe it or not, that's me doing the shoveling and cold mix. It hasn't changed. You still have to shovel it.
Cronin has been the street supervisor for the past 18 years, spending 80% of his time on the streets.
Just checking on things from what need to be done, what were done, what the crews are doing. And I don't interfere with the crews very much. They know what they're doing.
He's performed every job in the streets division.
Maintenance, street maintenance, and then heavy equipment, sign shop. I did that the majority of my time. And then lead person for many years in combination with sign tech, and then supervisor.
There are moments in Greg's career he'll never forget, like being a plow driver in the Halloween blizzard of 1991.
During the snow, I was here, and I never went home. We couldn't get anywhere. I mean, I lived across in Brooklyn Park at the time, and all the bridges were closed in Anoka, 610. So I just slept on a table saw, a big bench. And my parents, of course, where I grew up in North Thompson Park, said, I called them and said, I'm staying here overnight. And she said, well, you could come to our house if the road was plowed. And I said, well, good night, Mom. So.
And then there was the great toilet bowl caper.
March 2nd, 2004. We did as much investigating on how it even got up there, and nobody in the cul-de-sac knew about it or heard anything. Of course, then I had to call our bucket truck up to take the toilet off. And to this day, it's still a mystery as to who did it.
Another event, which happened under Cronin's watch, was the June 11th, 2017 hailstorm.
There was flooded intersections all over, mostly because of the amount of hail, and it stripped leaves off. And the combination with leaves and hail plugged the storm drains, where it's flooding people, partially their yards, not their homes, but then cars were trying to go through it and stalling out.
Packing it in with my foot.
Most of the crew members in the streets department have worked with Cronin for many years.
He's going to be missed because we did have a lot of fun, and he was fun to be with.
Lets you do what you need to do to get the job done, I guess, and doesn't get in the way, and been a good foreman.
Even his boss has learned a thing or two from Greg.
Greg's been a wealth of information for me, I know, and for the public as a whole, aside from just his maintenance duties and the work he does on a daily basis to make this a safer, better place.
Through the years, Greg says he's enjoyed dealing with the citizens and other departments in the city, but especially his crew.
My crew's been wonderful for all the years I've been here, in all phases, whether I'm the maintenance worker, heavy equipment, signs, and now supervisor, but it's just been a wonderful 43 years. Haven't not liked the day coming to work.
On behalf of the citizens of Coon Rapids, we thank you for your service.
I'll be traveling with my wife and family and friends, and she'll be well.